Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson, will in the next few minutes touch down in Ghana and will be calling on the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, at the Flagstaff House. The two will hold discussions aimed at boosting the already strong bilateral relations between Ghana and the United Kingdom, and then also touch on key opportunities and challenges facing the country. While in Ghana, the Foreign Secretary will also visit the Blue Skies Company, meet business leaders and young entrepreneurs supported by the Department of International Development's Engine project, and meet with young business entrepreneurs as well as other key business or stakeholder players in the business subsector. Now, Boris Johnson, you would know, was one of the lead advocates for the United Kingdom getting out of Europe. So he was the main campaigner for the Brexit to take place, and right after that he refused the position when people were saying that he was likely to be the Prime Minister. He actually turned down that position. But he's the Foreign Secretary for the United Kingdom, and will be joining us in Ghana, coming to see the President today. And when he does touch down, we'll try and go live to the airport and bring you some pictures of his arrival. And then also subsequently, when he comes in to meet the President, whatever the discussions will be, certainly we'll bring it to your attention. Let's go and look at, in the last few years, Ghana's trade relation with the UK and how that has helped in the future, or going into the future, how that is going to, help the country or both countries, the challenges they may face, and how they intend to surmount those challenges and make good progress. So in the last 3 years, these two countries have done good business, and there seems to have been some marginal decline in some of the in terms of the revenues both countries have generated, seem to be having some decline. So in the last 3 years, in 2013 specifically, there was a total of $1.3 billion in terms of business transactions and revenues accrued. In 2014, however, that amount dropped to about 1 billion, and that same amount was sustained as of 2015. So in the last 2 years after 2013, there seemed to have been a stable revenue in terms of business transactions that these two countries have been engaged in. It hasn't been too positive, because some business people who watch the market are saying that if in 2013 you had 1.3 billion, automatically or naturally, by natural law of business, there should be an increment, but there seems to have been some decline. Maybe that is why Mr. Boris Johnson is coming into the country, so they can look at how they can better these revenue figures. And also, Ghana is UK's 10th largest export market. So items that leave the UK to other parts of the world, Ghana is the 10th on that list of countries where the UK exports to. That's what it means. And it means that 10th isn't too bad. We are in good position, we are in good standing. But when you look here, our position as 5th is that Ghana is UK's 5th trading partner in sub-Saharan Africa. And globally, we are 10th. But then when you look at the sub-Saharan African continent, we are the 5th. And that isn't entirely bad. It can become better looking at how we seem to have good relations with them. And then also UK exports to Ghana is just about 3.5% of Ghana's total international trade. So the entire business that we do in terms of percentages, it's just about 3.5%. It can be better. So we are hoping that when the Foreign Secretary of the UK touches down, I'm told that he probably may be touching down in the next few minutes. So we are crossing over to the Kotoka International Airport, where my colleague Komla Kluche has been posted and positioned and waiting for his arrival. So Komla, he will be telling us shortly whether or not he has touched down, and then what information he may be giving us. So take it over, Komla, and let us know what's happening at the Kotoka International Airport.
Right, a very good afternoon to you, Martin Asiedu-Dartey. Now, indeed, the British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson is on his way to Accra, Ghana, where he will be holding talks with His Excellency the president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. This is his second visit to an African country. Yesterday, he was in Gabon, had meetings with the Gabonese, the Gambian President Adama Barrow. Now, from his post on his Twitter page, he said he's had very fruitful discussions with Adama Barrow. He says that the Gambia is rejoining the Commonwealth, indicating that they would re-establish a high commission in the Gambia. That's one news that's been good for the African country over there. But with respect to the meetings he will be holding with His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, details on it are very sketchy, but it would obviously revolve around trade between Ghana, bilateral relations between Ghana and the United Kingdom. Boris Johnson will be touching up, from what we understand, he will be touching down at about 12:30 and head straight to the Flagstaff House, the seat of government, where he will be holding meetings with His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. From there, he would be going to some other British establishment. It is unclear the flight he's going to come on, though, but from what we pick up, it is indicating that he will be coming on a private jet. Now, they've made arrangements such that he's not going to be speaking to the media over here. When he gets to the Flagstaff House, maybe in his interaction with His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he might be interacting with the media. You can see that over the vehicles of the British High Commission are on standby just to pick him from the tarmac, straight from the aircraft to the seat of government. Already, we are aware that trade between Ghana and the United Kingdom stands or has reached some 1.3 billion pounds in some years. Now, we also do know that currently Ghana is the UK's 5th largest trade partner in sub-Saharan Africa. Some of these things already, questions have come that most international relations experts are saying that the discussions between the British Foreign Secretary and His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo should not border on aid, but it should rather strengthen the trade between the two countries. We've made efforts trying to speak with the British High Commissioner John Benjamin. He has declined comment for now, indicating that a scheduled press conference later in the day on his itinerary would address most of the issues that journalists would want to find out. This is the situation here at the Kotoka International Airport. Back to you in the studios. Martin Asiedu-Dartey.
All right, thank you very much, Komla Kluchi, for that quick update from the airport, where we await the arrival of Borris Johnson, who is the UK's Foreign Secretary. And so when he does touch down and goes to the office of the President, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo will bring you live pictures as well, and information, whatever information that it is, he will be putting out, and also probably clearly state his reason for coming into Ghana. This is still Midday Live on TV3.